I'm Barry Tramel, and I say the scandal at Auburn might cost Cam Newton the Heisman Trophy.
It's a big mess. He's clearly the best player in college football, but he might not win the trophy. From the Opupco Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson. Barry, I think he's clearly the best player in college football. He's been dominating the SEC, but this whole cloud hanging over him right now, it's really a mess.
It is a mess, and here's the deal. People don't want to vote for a guy that might get the trophy stripped from them. Reggie Bush taught us a lesson. We don't want to see retroactive Heismans. We don't want to see vacated Heismans. We don't want to see Heisman scandals 5 years after the fact. I think that's going to make people pause on whether to vote for Cam Newton. Will he be later ruled ineligible? Will any Auburn success be vacated? I think people are going to take that into consideration. I actually think there are other viable candidates to vote for. I think with a clear conscience, you can vote for Kellen Moore of Boise State, the Michael James of Oregon, people like that. It's not like it's a one-man race. I think people are going to have a sense of comfort not voting for Cam Newton.
Well, I do think there are some other guys that are going to make a lot of ballots, and rightfully so. Cam Newton is still at the top of my Heisman ballot, but I'm glad I don't have to vote today. Votes aren't due until the first week of December, and if they were due today, I don't really know what I would do. The charge that's given to a Heisman voter is to vote for the best player in college football, and that player needs to be eligible, needs to be in good academic standing, needs to be in good standing with the NCAA. At this moment, from everything we've heard, Cam Newton is. But this seems to be an ever-changing story, much like conference realignment this summer, where every moment it seemed like something new was coming out. Right now, that's how this Cam Newton story feels. Every day it seems like there's something different coming out. Nothing has changed with his eligibility according to Auburn. He's going to start on Saturday against Georgia. So, I think that if you boil it down that simply, he's still probably the top guy on most ballots. But Barry, I think you're right. I think this taking away of Reggie Bush's Heisman, if we were a couple more years removed from that, it might feel different, but that's still very fresh, and I think a lot of Heisman voters are going to be skittish about Cam Newton.
Well, I do too, and I came out against the Heisman removing Reggie's Heisman because I don't like to see history rewritten. Reggie Bush won the Heisman, whether we like it or not. He played those games, whether we like it or not. USC won those games, whether we like it or not. And no ruling of forfeiture or vacated victory changes any of that. I thought it was a poor decision by the Heisman Trust, and now I think we see some of the fallout of that, and it casts a pall over this Heisman. If Cam Newton doesn't win the Heisman, it casts a pall over whoever did win it. If Cam Newton does win the Heisman this year, we sit around and wait for 1, 2, 3 years until the NCAA finishes the investigation. I just think it puts a shadow over the Heisman Trophy.
It's clearly a mess. I mean, obviously that's obvious, and this is going to shadow a lot of things. Auburn's undefeated right now. They look really likely to run the table in the regular season, then obviously would have to win an SEC championship game, playing for a national championship. How tainted does that look? This is going to impact a lot of things. But clearly, this Heisman vote is going to be really interesting. You've got a lot of voters that vote by mail. They'll do it early. Votes have to be in by the first Monday of December after the conference championship game. You'll have some people that'll vote those ballots early, but a lot of this will be done online, so people can wait till the very last minute to see what's happening, and not only what's happening in games, but what happens. What happens with Cam Newton? What's going on with the investigation? I think they're going to look at that and try to get the most up-to-date information. Maybe we'll have it all figured out by then, Barry. Maybe we'll have that resolution and we'll know. But if we don't, like I said before, I don't know what I would do today. I think I would still vote him number one, but I don't have to make that call today. And frankly, I'm pretty grateful for that. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.